Hey everybody, it's Shane here at Matrix Personalized Fitness again, coming back to you live on Facebook. Today I wanted to talk about the most recent blog that I put up yesterday. It's called Your Brain's Toolbox, and this blog is part of a series of blogs I'm now putting together. The previous blog I posted, What's Missing in Your Workout, went to talk about how our brain is in charge of our movement, so if we want to move better, we really have to train our brain. In doing so, we should look at not just the brain's output, but also the inputs into the brain, your different senses, as well as the way your brain interprets the information it's getting so it can produce a good output. The last Facebook Live video I did was with regards to that blog, and during that video I had mentioned how the way that your brain works, it's really about prediction. It takes all these inputs so it can make a prediction to create the output. Now, in this most recent blog, I went a little bit deeper into these different inputs that the brain has and the tools that it uses to collect as much information as it can. These different tools that I mentioned are the vision system, which obviously is your eyes and what you see, but also the muscles that control them. In addition, it's your vestibular system, which is better known as your inner ear, and that's really in charge of balance, knowing where you are relative to gravity so that you can stand upright or do all the other things that we do moving through space. Finally, there's your proprioceptive system. This system is what tells your body how it feels, where you are in space, and everything like that. In today's live session, I want to expand on those things a little bit more, and I want to talk about something called sensory mismatch. So we know that vision is very important. We know that our inner ear keeping us balanced is very important. We know that the proprioceptive system, our ability to feel and sense where we are, is also very important. But there's a number of times where the brain is getting information from these different systems that don't match, and it doesn't know what to believe. It doesn't know what to do. And this is called sensory mismatch. So one time that this could happen is if you've been on a treadmill before. If you've ever worked out on a treadmill, particularly if you're running, but often if you're walking, what happens is you're walking on the treadmill, you might be watching TV or staring out a window or looking at somebody in the gym. Any way it happens, while you're walking on the treadmill, your eyes are telling you that you're not moving. Nothing around you is moving. Typically when we go for a walk, we'll see light posts going by us, trees going by us. That's not happening on a treadmill. Everything's stationary. However, your inner ear is sensing the fact that you're going up and down with every step. So it's picking up on the fact that you are moving. In addition, your proprioceptive system is telling you that your muscles are moving, they're working in this normal pattern of gait or walking. So two systems are saying, brain, we're moving. One system is saying, no, we're not. And so what you might find that happens is when you step off of the treadmill, you get what I like to call the treadmill time warp. Everything seems to be moving faster. As you start to walk, you feel a little off balance and a little uncoordinated. That's because your brain was making all these predictions based on its information while on the treadmill, and then when you step off of it, those predictions don't make sense anymore. All the systems, you were having sensory mismatch on the treadmill, but your brain adapted to it, and now all of a sudden you've stepped off, and your brain has to make another adaptation, and before it does, you get these weird sensations. Another fantastic example of this, which is actually the complete opposite example, is car sickness. So if you're a person who gets car sick, what's going on is your eyes are looking, seeing all of the scenery moving by you, telling your brain that you're moving. However, your body's not creating any proprioceptive feedback of movement, as well as your vestibular system is stationary, it's flat. There's no movement up or down, side to side, or in circles. So again, you have two systems saying we're not moving, you have one system saying that we are. If your brain's unable to interpret this information, it might freak out. And the way that it freaks out is your animalistic brain, the old brain, which I talked about in previous videos and blogs, comes to the forefront and says, all right, enough of this, this isn't safe, we got to get out of here. You start to feel nauseous. What happens? You get out of the car, you're now removed from that situation where your brain couldn't make good predictions, and all of a sudden the nausea goes away and things get better. So these are just two examples of why working with the inputs to your brain can be so very important. If you're not training the brain to get the best signals it can, so it can make the best predictions, you might run into these situations of getting car sick, or having this time warp coming off the treadmill, or any of the other millions of examples that there could be. So anyways, I wanted to introduce you to this concept, maybe give you a little understanding of why you get car sick and why when you're driving and now you're getting some proprioceptive feedback that the car sickness goes away, but sitting by in the back seat doesn't work so well. So if you have any questions and comments about this, first read the blog. Second, go on Facebook, post under this video or write some posts there, ask me some questions, I'd be happy to get back to you. And stay tuned for the upcoming blogs. I'm going to be expanding into each one of these different systems so I can really give you some ideas and drills to help train your eyes, your inner ear, as well as your body's proprioceptive system. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all next week.